I've been wanting to set up this watering system out on my property in North Florida for a while. I finally put together a little plan and came up with this design. Copied a bunch of other designs on YouTube and just made my own. But this is a 275-gallon tote, water grade. And I also made some birdhouses out of some hollow logs. Here I am out on the property now, unloading everything, getting ready to set it all up. And this tote, it was white, so I spray painted it with some camouflage spray paint to try to reduce the amount of light that can go into it. I found some tote covers on Amazon, so I'll probably throw one of those over it as well. Right now, when I was setting this up, the nighttime temps in Florida were below freezing in the 20-degree realm. During the daytime, it got up to around 60s and 70s, but this cold weather is still continuing throughout first week of February 2026. I started putting everything together here, and I completely forgot to bring my level, so I had to just basically eyeball everything. It wasn't that difficult. It was a small project. Nice and easy to set up. I put everything on a slight slope, and then I set up a rain gutter on the left side of the screen there on that fascia board. My goal was to have this set up so that it could be a water catchment system, and put a little stock basin, I don't know what it's called, like a livestock watering trough system. I used some of those totes from Home Depot. It's a 14-gallon tote. I put one on the top of the tank, you'll see here in a minute, and then I put one down in the ground. I had to set up this in a V formation, this gutter, so the water will drain to the center of it. And then I connected it from the rain gutter downspout to one of those 14-gallon storage containers, and then I went from there. This is me using a rivet gun. I have not used a rivet gun ever. Took me a minute to figure it out, but we got it. All right, now you can see. I had to do a slight V shape. It's not beautiful, but it definitely works. It doesn't have any leaks in it. I put a lot of silicone caulking on it. You can hear in the background I have a Carolina wren right outside my door. There's two of them. They're waiting for me to bring some food out to them. This is a pretty cool project, though. I've seen these deer out here a lot on my camera for the past few years, but there's no water nearby. I guess the closest one is 2-3 miles away on a creek that I found an aerial view, which is not that difficult for a deer to go find that. But I thought, how cool would it be to set me up a little watering station here and see what comes out. Now, I have lots of other wildlife. Mostly what I see is deer, but I see coyotes a lot. Occasionally I see a bobcat, peacocks, deer. I'm sorry, what do you call them? Peacocks and turkeys. I had to put some concrete blocks in there, not only for weight, just to keep it weighed down, but also in case, mouse or something falls in there, or a lizard. I don't want it to die inside there and start rotting. This little coupler I found on Amazon, it's like a quick connect. It connects to the bottom of the tote, and it has a hose bib on the other end of it. It's all one piece. And then you can see here I connected the hose directly to the float device. This tote I put on the top. This is considered a first catchment system that I just sort of made, homemade sort of situation. The goal was for the water from the top of the roof to come into this 14-gallon storage tank. And then I put a 2-inch PVC from the other side going into the the big tank. And I also put a screen over the top of the entrance of that on the inside. That way it'll keep any debris or insects hopefully from going inside of the tote. Now I will have to go out there periodically and check this. It's about 3 or 4 hours from where I actually live at, so I won't go out there often. But I did put a lid on top of that with some zip ties, and hopefully we can keep as much debris and insects out of it as possible. This part here, the screw-on cap for the tote, had an actual 2-inch hole in the top, so I ended up, you can see it there, I just sort of directed it right into that 2-inch hole in the top of the tote. Now I had a lot of bird houses. I had one big one that I set up for owls. There is a few owls out there. I've only heard the owls. I've heard barred owls, and I've heard a couple of screech owls. I haven't seen them yet though, but we'll see. This was the first night we had a heavy rainstorm, and I didn't want to run it directly yet because of the freezing temps. I didn't want this portion to be cracked from the ice, freezing and cracking the pipes. So I left everything open right now. But you can see the deer like it already. This is the very first night. Slurp, slurp. Keep watching and see what happens over the next few months. We're approaching the end of winter here in North Florida. There should be some baby deer pretty soon, I'm thinking. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.